podcast reporting for Kids First, and today we are going to be talking with Keith Strausbaugh and Anthony Guidubaldi, who are the co-writers and co-directors of the film Marathon. How are you two doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm also doing good. Hello. So, to get started, how did you two meet?
We actually went to the same screenwriting program together. So it's in Las Vegas, Nevada, UNLV. And Keith, were you 1 year ahead of me or two?
Two, I think. Yeah.
So Keith was in the program 2 years ahead of me. I don't know how he convinced me to get in the program. What a stupid idea. But yeah, that's how we ended up meeting each other, and we started making really awful sketches that no one ever watched. I think we had like 6 views on it. And then we eventually...
That was a good one, dude. 6 views was a good one.
Yeah. Our parents were very proud of those. And then we eventually, after I graduated, Keith was already in LA for 2 years. And then we started writing professionally until we hated it. And then we're like, well, let's just do this ourselves. And that was like how Marathon was born. Keith,
That's
do you want to add
awesome.
anything to our meet cute?
Yeah, it was the top of the Empire State Building. I think it was Valentine's Day. It was snowing. I just looked over, and
I don't know if these kids are going to get your reference.
that's true. That's dated. I would say that in Vegas, when we first were in this program together, no one else was doing comedy. We really didn't have any, like, we were kind of stuck together.
Yeah.
Like, there were no comedic actors. Everyone was pursuing serious dramatic actor, serious theatrical acting. The other writers in the program were interested in other genres. And then it's like, okay, who's this other voice laughing at the same stuff I'm laughing? I might as well go make friends with him.
Worst decision.
Yeah.
Well, that's honestly really awesome because I'm very much a believer in working with other people. I have friends who help me with the projects that I'm working on, so it's just great to hear. So you guys both directed and wrote Marathon. Do you have a preference for either of the two art forms?
Sadly, I think we both like writing so much more, and we haven't written anything for so long because we've been working on Marathon. But Keith, what is your preference? I don't want to speak for you.
No. The interesting part is that now that we directed something, it's going to change the way we write. I think there's
for sure.
There's 2 types of screenwriting. One, when you're trying to get someone to look at a script, like a spec script that you're going to send out with no intention of making yourself, but that other people might put up the money for. That's an entirely different kind of writing, as opposed to writing a script you're going to direct yourself. Then you're writing it, and I prefer that. After going through this process, it's great. You don't need to spend 30 minutes on thesaurus.com trying to find the a synonym for run that you haven't, or whatever. Whatever. You get the point. Like the words aren't. You're basically making notes in a blueprint for yourself to help you later when you actually shoot it. It's a shorthand that, as long as Anthony and I and our crew and cast understand, well, then you can get away with a lot on paper. The cool thing too is you're also accountable or responsible for any words you write. If you write this actor is holding this, you got to go, whatever this thing is, you got to go find it, and you make sure it's exactly what, the color, the shape, the size, like it's on you. And
how many goose chases did we screw ourselves writing one of those crazy props that it was so hard to find? It's like, why did we write this into the script? But I learned that lesson for sure.
I think I ended up, the worst day was when I had to go prop shopping on Black Friday. I didn't realize it was Black Friday, so I'm trying to hunt down some stupid, it might have been a stethoscope, I don't know, and no one wants to talk. Excuse me, where's your stethoscope section? Like, get out.
I could just see you like in line of like 1,000 people holding a stethoscope.
Yeah, I get that because I want to both write and direct my own things. So I would say I'm pretty evenly split on both of them. Like I've directed shorts for school, and I've also had to write shorts for school, and I would say I'm interested in both evenly, but I totally get that.
You understand the struggle.
Yeah.
Writing and directing, they're both fantastic. The all-encompassing one, the slog is producing. If you're really trying to take a project and go from script to screen, I mean, every email, every phone call, it all falls on you. Like, this has been a 3 or 4 year process, and now it's gone past directing. I mean, it's really the producing that'll kill you.
Yeah. Speaking of struggles like that on film, considering the nature of this film being, a faux documentary, were there any unique setbacks when filming?
I was actually surprised on how many we didn't have. I mean, the biggest one probably, Keith, I don't know if you agree, but was faking a real marathon. That was pretty tough. I mean, we also shot, was it 4 consecutive days? So normally we would have at least some kind of time to go home after we've been shooting all day, take a look at our notes. But I mean, the day before marathon, we were so exhausted from shooting so much. And it's like, now we have to fake an entire marathon with all of our that was the one day where all of our actors were there. We had extras. We had so much to worry about. Lunch. And then of course we have
I love that that's the first thing, lunch. That's the first thing that Anthony thinks of. We had so many things to worry about. Lunch at the top of the
well, you gotta eat.
I mean, we'd have a revolt if we didn't have lunch.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we also did have a rain cloud following us all day.
Anthony, tell the Portisub story. That's it's not a setback, but in terms of faking
Are you talking about when he had to come down the trail and find us and his
Or no, when Smart and Final and Portisubs thought it was an actual marathon.
Oh, that's really funny.
Even after we told them multiple times, this is not, and then they couldn't get it in their brain that this is all fake.
So, but they set up the tent. So Smart and Final set up the tent. They put up all the oranges, right? They set up everything. But once they realized it was completely fake, we've never seen them again.
we still have the tent.
We still have the tent. Like they wanted no part of our production.
But
that's really funny.
But Portisubs, they just never, like, we told them multiple times, it's a film, we're just looking for some food. And then I forget I think it was Mike would come out and ask, like, so how many years do you guys do this? Is this a marathon every year? Like, no, Mike, this is a film. Like, but the questions would continue. All right, so they run this way, and then where are they finishing? And like, it was great.
How much longer until the first person finishes? It's like,
yeah.
So what inspired you guys to theme this movie around like a marathon specifically?
This is all Keith's baby right here.
I had the odd experience of being the cross-country captain and MVP for 2 years in high school, completely against my will and better judgment. My mother was a PE teacher, and she was friends with the cross-country coach. So together, those two roped me into doing it because they knew I was fast. But in every angle of resistance I put up, they shut down. So like, I don't have running shoes. Like, we'll buy you running shoes. So the coach bought me running shoes, but then I still identified as a basketball player. And so I refused to wear the little short. I wanted to wear basketball shorts, but I was surrounded with, it's a perfect culture and community to parody or to satire, because it's, a loud, obnoxious outfits. It's people who take themselves way too serious, and the running angle really consumes their personality or their identity. It dictates what they eat, the friends they hang out with, like the running groups, the running clubs. And then everyone is so obsessed about their times and their PRs. Like, it's, it's a wonderfully, it's a great culture to kind of poke fun at, because they do take themselves extremely serious.
Well, at least you got to turn that experience into a very funny film, so some good came out of it.
I don't know, Calista. I ran a lot of miles. I'm upset about.
So, final question. What do you hope audiences will take away from watching this film?
Just laugh, right? When's the last time you've seen a really funny mockumentary? That's what honestly, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to just get comedy to come back. Keith, what do you think? No,
I agree. We're not, our intent is just to to entertain, silly, fun, entertainment. We're never, I don't think we have any delusions of grandeur. I mean, it's hard enough to just make a funny film. So we're more than happy if people think it's funny, then that's great. A few laughs, then that we're more than content if that's what we deliver, then that's great.
Well, that's awesome to hear. And I think you guys have succeeded because I very much enjoyed the film.
Oh, awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Calista.
So that'll be it for today. Thank you guys so much for talking to me.
Thanks for having us. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you, Calista. We loved it.
I'm Calista B, reporting for Kids First. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next interview or review from our talented teammates. Bye-bye!
Nope.